going on? Woo! We're fired up today, baby. We're fired up because our last video got a little bit of controversy, right? Jordan Peele.
You know what? Hey,
a lot of people like Jordan Peele. A lot of people like him.
A lot of people like Nope.
This is the thing. Spoiler alert. We like him too. But we're not going to sit back and just say that his movies are good just to appease everybody. Nope was overrated. I'm sorry.
Do not play that shit.
No. We thought it was overrated. I think we gave valid reasons as to why it was overrated.
And a lot of people seem to think that there's a lot of blatant hate. And there's not. It's just you got to see the movie. When you watch the movie and you watch other horror movies and you're like, hey, that sucks. This movie has no hype. No one cares about this movie. Like as above, as below. Let's say.
Yeah.
You know, no one. Everybody's like shits on it. I think even the reviews on the Rotten Tomatoes bad.
It was bad. Yeah, we looked at the Rotten Tomato score and it was like abysmal from the audience and the critic score, and we're like, wait, but Nope gets all of this attention. So there was a lot of people that agreed with us, and there's a lot of people that disagreed with us. But today on Terror Talk, we're going to talk a little bit about one of our favorite movies of all time that is definitely not overrated, but one of our commenters did think so. Basically said that Nope is not underrated.
Nope is not underrated.
Overrated.
It's not overrated. But you know what's overrated?
Yeah. The Witch from 2010. And I was like, what? The Witch?
And let me ask you something.
Or The Vitch.
We're talking about a movie, all right? No. Which is essentially a weird science fiction horror movie, right?
Yeah,
Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah.
It's an alien, but it's not.
Right,
it's a predator.
right.
It's a spectacle, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And then you're in an argument. Well, not an argument. You're just like, oh, that movie's great.
Yeah.
You know what movie sucks or is overrated?
The Witch.
You're like, why would you pick that movie?
You brought The Witch out of... Like, why did you bring The Witch into this? The Witch wasn't doing anything. The Witch was just hanging out.
All the A24 fans are like, hey, yo, what? The cinematography,
When
baby.
I saw that comment, I was like... Wait, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. We respect your opinion. That's
listen,
fine.
we're not trying to shit on this person or
this
anything.
definitely inspired this video, and we're just going to talk a little bit of why The Witch is so good. And, you can not like The Witch, is fine. That's perfectly fine. But, it inspired this video. I didn't think I was going to be talking about The Witch, 2010's The Witch in 2023. But I guess here we are talking about The Witch. So The Witch, just to give some context about it, it takes place in 1630.
Yes.
Right? It's a Puritan family that gets exiled out of their compound that they're at.
Which one of the girls is Colombian?
Ooh, which one's Colombian?
The girl from the chess girl. What's her name?
Anna Taylor-Joy?
Yeah, she's Spanish.
Full?
Yeah, she speaks fluent Spanish.
Full?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's full. She's always speaking fluent Spanish.
She's full Spanish? She looks like a regular white girl to me.
No, hold up. It's very true.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't no. One of my best friends is look, I have black friends too. One of my best friends is Colombian, half Colombian, but she looks like a blonde white girl. Like you would never even assume, like you wouldn't even know that she is. You would just say, okay, she's a straight up. She's born in. Hold on, you keep going. Okay, straight up, you would never even assume that she had any Spanish in her, Colombian, but so, it is. And look, I'm half Filipino. You would never even know that I am. So, we're all different things. It just looks like, to me, she just looked like a regular white girl, but it's fine. Whatever. That's cool. We're all different things. We're all mixed up anyway. Have you taken a 23andMe test? Go and sign up for 23andMe. This video is sponsored by 23andMe.
Yeah, they're
from
Terror
Talk 3.
Her family's from Barcelona.
Well, it's Spain, though.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Okay.
Oh, she's Spanish.
Well, that's white, right? Isn't Spanish in Spain white?
Yeah, but you're Spanish. You speak Spanish.
You speak Spanish, but you're still white. Considered white.
Español.
I would tell you, if you say anybody that came from Spain, they're going to consider them white.
Well, guess what?
Well,
Spanish.
You're Spanish, but you are white.
Anyways,
European.
as a Puritan, doesn't fit, though.
Well, either way, it worked for me because she looked like a Puritan. She looked like a regular white girl for me.
She's a fantastic actress.
Oh, I love her. But anyway, it's a Puritan family in 1630. They get exiled out of their compound simply because they disagree with some of the scriptures a little bit. So they say, well, it's supposed to be this way. The Bible's supposed to be read this way. No, it's supposed to be read that way. They say, okay, well, you can get out. If you don't like it, you can get out.
Get the fuck out.
So they leave. They go to the edge of the forest where they decide to start their new life. But unbeknownst to them, it appears that there's a sinister force creating a wedge in the family, creating the demise of our characters. And hilarity ensues. No, it doesn't. But it's a very dark and brooding, disturbing film about isolation And we get a taste of it about the destruction of a family in a
Yeah.
way, which A24 seems to really like to do.
They like
They like destroying families.
they do.
Ari Aster.
Or they like to make you watch it.
Yeah.
Too.
Now the reason I liked going right into it, the reason why I like The Witch so much, or The Vitch, is the dynamic of the family. Isolation. It preys on some of the most darkest fears that we have, like being alone. Your people turning against each other, your mother turning on you, your father turning on you, your son going in his own direction and everything like that. It plays in some of it's like an impending doom throughout the entire movie. And one of the aspects I think is so genius about this film is that the way they speak is the Old English, and you have to really pay attention to how they're talking because it feels like it's lifted right out of that time period.
Yeah.
So by you actively listening and watching the film, you're kind of invested in a way that you're paying attention a little bit more than you normally would if it wasn't in that way.
But that's cool though, right?
I love that. That's
because
what
a lot
aspect
of
of
times
it.
people are like, "Oh, in that time they weren't talking just straight up English like this," and I enjoy that. Because
1630?
hell no,
Yeah.
no cap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't no cap or something like that. But anyways, yeah, no, like that just makes you, like you said, it makes you focus on it more.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, I know a little bit of old English.
Yeah, you're like, oh, what do they say? What does that mean? What exactly does that mean? And then
you're like Googling while you watch a movie. Like,
so it's like they have the kids, and Thomason is the character, Anna Taylor-Joy's character, and she's the only one that really out of the kids that remembers the old life, and she yearns for it because they have no interaction. They're at the point where the kid is going through, the one son in the movie is going through puberty, and he's looking at his sister's body and getting feelings about it because it's the only woman that he sees in the entire place. You know, it's not back in that time with the Puritans and things like that. They were like, part of the storyline is the fact that even being nude was a sin. They were very, very strict in terms of everything. Like, they were devout prayers, devout religious. They're not zealots in a way. They're not going around trying to convert people, but they live their life very, very strictly.
Yeah.
So when you take that position, when you take those characters and those people, and you have the very physiological needs that guide us as humans that we know now, you would say that's crazy. You know that the kid is going through puberty. You know that he has hormones and emotions that are going through.
And everybody knows Freud's theory and stuff like that.
Well, that too, but we look at it like barbarically. We look at them like barbarically, like we're like we would never do that. But in that time frame, that was the norm. So you have this aspect. You already have this aspect of being in an unknown place. You have a family that is being divided by maybe an unknown force, or maybe something that's maybe more close to, maybe it's more close to home, maybe it's something less sinister. We're not really sure. That's part of the aspect that I like so much about this movie, is that we're not exactly sure what is destroying this family. Is it actually witches in the woods waiting for them, or is it just the idea of the witches? What is it?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. It's impending doom. The entire movie is dread. The entire film.
You know what's gonna happen.
What?
You're gonna see the devil.
Maybe, or maybe it was. But let me ask you a question: do you want to live deliciously?
I do.
Oh no! Don't do that.
But listen, when you watch this movie, do you think it promotes like religion, like for example, like, oh, this is a movie that people who are Christians or something like that would be like, yeah, see, that's why that happened to them, because they didn't live their life.
They didn't live their book. Yeah.
Do you think this movie would like promote something like that?
I think some people would say that. I think
I can see some people who would comment.
Yeah.
Who will say certain things like that, and I could see
that is like the fear of God in you, because you went away from God. So, but
this is your punishment. And they didn't really do anything wrong.
They didn't, because the family is devout through the entire movie. Like, the family is devout to their God. They're not defying him. They're constantly prayers, and they're continuously
doing as they're
abiding, doing as they're told. Yeah. So I don't think they were. I think it was, despite all that, they still got wrecked completely. Like, so the horror starts immediately in the movie. It starts okay. Like, they're living their life outside of the compound and everything's going fine. But eventually, when Thomason is playing with the baby gets taken. We don't know by what at first. We think it maybe is a ghost. Maybe it's a witch, the name of the movie.
Vitch.
Maybe the Vitch. The Vitch. Or it could be a wild animal, because part of the horror of the Vitch is that it's not just a witch that may be out there. It's the fear of the unknown.
Yeah, they just straight up just they're somewhere where they don't know.
There's nothing. There's a clearing. They're surrounded by forest, so they could be attacked by wild animals. They could be attacked by horrible weather, disease,
or people who would just come by and just know they're by themselves.
Right, Native Americans were still around at that time. They could get killed that way. So there's so much danger there that the witch may be the least scary part of what's out there, because there's some very real things that can kill them immediately.
Yeah.
So the kid gets taken, and now the family becomes completely paranoid. They're blaming each other. They're looking at what could have happened. They're blaming Thomason, who's didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
But everybody's saying the little kids, the two twins are lying on her, and everybody's having doubt, and it's dividing a wedge within the family. But for me, with this movie, I think the more important aspect of it, rather than actual witches, is the idea of a witch. That's what makes it scarier. The witch could exist or not exist in the movie. I think that's irrelevant. I think the relevant part of this film is that the witch is real to them. The idea of the witch is real to them, and it's a permeating thought that follows you anywhere you go. So let's say they left. Say they were able to go to another compound. The idea of the devil and the witch is always going to be in the back of their mind. So any bad thing that happens in their life, whether it's deceit, whether it's cheating, whether it's getting hurt, whether it's lustful thoughts or coveted thoughts, it's all because of the cause of the witch. And that's what drives the story, and that's what drives that wedge. And it can always be attested to that, because if I repent, I get everlasting life.
Yeah.
It's not me that wanted to cheat on my wife. It's not me that had sexual desires for something else, or not me that I had vengeful thoughts. It was the devil implanting my mind. And as long as I pray and repent, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And one of the aspects that was what really drove the wedge, if you remember in that movie, the baby was unbaptized.
Yeah.
So the entire time, the idea again goes back to the idea, the baby was burning in hell.
Yeah.
That was the idea in their mind, and what made their suffering worse, because they said the baby's gone, it's dead, and it never was able to be baptized or get forgiven for its sin.
Yeah, original sin.
So it's burning in hell.
It just shows how strong the idea is.
Yeah, I think that's more of this. What made that movie more scary for me is it wasn't a jump scary movie. It's like, oh, a scary monster. Oh, this.
Or
oh,
it's
that.
like constant horror going on. You're like, oh, wow, that's so scary.
It's just constant terror. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. And by the end of the movie, I couldn't stop thinking about it. What was this? Was it really a witch? Or was it just the conceptual idea of the witch? You know, I think it plays on things like the Salem witch trials.
Yeah. Because that's the whole thing with the Salem witch trial. It's just like, any little thing, you're a witch. You know, it's just a crazy idea. You put someone in water, if they float, they're a witch. You're like, that's just nuts. But the fact that idea was like, you know, the whole witch hunt thing and everything like that, it just shows an idea of a witch.
The idea is more permeant than
like you said. That's what's great about this movie.
Yeah.
It just fucks with your head.
Yeah,
it doesn't give you the
answers
that you want. It just implies everything, and then it just mind fucks you to the point where like, oh shit, was it really the witch?
Right.
Was it just, you know, just like how you said it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the thing about like this movie. I don't think this movie was meant or made to promote like, if you don't live this kind of lifestyle, you go just like them.
Yeah, because it happened despite the fact that they did live the life that they wanted to, but then all their secrets come out as they come along.
This movie is just a really well made movie. Just to fuck with your head.
Yeah, the cinematography alone. I mean, the detail.
Baby.
Baby, A24. The detail, the nuance, the acting was just perfection.
Especially the score. It's so beautiful. It's so subtle, but just comes strong when it needs to. And it's just so good. It's such a well done movie.
You know, the VVITCH is in my top 10 of all time.
Wow.
Yeah, I love this movie so much. I can't say anything more about it, like, because it's not a horror movie in the sense, like, again, it doesn't jump at you, it doesn't scare you, but it does give you enough of the monstrous stuff, like with the baby being killed and like the witch covering herself with the blood of the baby to be rejuvenated. It plays on it gives you those aspects of it, like the scary parts of it, like the witches floating and the nude witches running around.
Yeah.
The Black Phillip killing the dad, with the goat, and then the devil at the end speaking to Thomason. It gives you those things.
At the end, it's like you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, but it also gives you the commentary about like when back in the day, how if you look at religion, there's a lot of blame on women. If you look at why Adam and Eve left the Garden of Eden, it's because of Eve and tempting Adam with the fruit. It's all of these things that are attributed. If you look back at the Bible, there's a lot of things attributed to bad things attributed to women.
Yeah.
And it translated in the sense of why they could be abused and why they had to have their place and why they were treated a certain way and accused of being witches. And I read that a lot of witches, when they were being accused as witches, it was mostly women accusing other women.
Oh.
That was mostly what the part was. It was an idea to get them, to hate women in a way. And it plays on that aspect of, because Thomason is accused for no reason.
Yeah.
The mother sees her as a threat because she's younger. She's a younger version of her. No, she needs to be protected because she's young, virile, beautiful. Well, the mother is withering away, hence with the crow at the end picking at her body.
Yeah.
I won't go into too much detail, but, and it brings up these complicated ideas about religion, uncomfortable ideas about religion, and the idea of religion being so powerful that whether there's a witch or not, this family was doomed from the beginning.
Yep.
And it gives you spooky monsters too.
Yeah.
I love that. I think it's scary. I think it's terrifying. I was scared to the point where it put me in the position of the family. I felt like I was there.
See, that's the thing. It's true horror.
True horror.
It's not horror as you see something scary. It's horror. It's the fear of this shit could actually happen to your family.
Right.
This is something that's not. It happens, and it's that
pure,
true life horror.
Pure terror. It's pure, unadulterated terror. It's not like Terrifier. Like I like Terrifier as it is.
Yeah, there's.
I
gore,
love Jason. I love the gore.
Yeah.
It's not that. This is breaking if you're religious or if you're not religious, it doesn't matter. It's breaking the foundation of what you think exists, what you think is what you think about something.
Yeah.
It completely shatters it, and it says, no, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if there's an entity in the sky judging you or an entity at the bottom trying to tempt you. You are people, and people make these mistakes. People go through these things. People are the real danger.
Yeah.
Maybe you are the real danger.
The idea
is
the real
danger. So super scary. I love it. I love the dialogue. I've watched it multiple times, and it was great. It works on every aspect of you, and I think it can touch on a lot of the things. I haven't really met too many people that didn't like this movie because it touches on a nerve. It can touch on any one of your nerves. Everybody can have a different interpretation of this film.
Yeah, see,
and
that's
they can
the
have
thing.
different. It can touch on different nerves.
I've only heard positive reviews. I've heard negative reviews, as in some people may be like, "Oh, it's boring." Just because there's not a lot of
there's not pizzazz. There's not a lot of pizzazz.
Exactly,
until
pizzazz going on. But this movie's perfect. I think
it's the first movie, Robert Eggers' first movie.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, he wrote and directed. This is his first movie.
Play then.
Now that's a first movie.
Rob
Patrick
Zombie,
Wilson.
That's how you
Patrick
do it, buddy.
Wilson.
Patrick
Patrick Wilson. That's how you do a first movie.
I'm gonna say Patrick Wilson. Let's see what other movie he does. That's all I gotta say.
Never make a movie again, Patrick.
I'm still open up for a friendship, bro. Just hit me up.
He's probably watching this.
He's probably
hey, that was the guy.
Hey, you talking shit about my movie, right, motherfucker? I'm like, whoa, easy guy.
You wouldn't talk if you were in a band with him. You wouldn't talk shit about that movie. But
I think I would, bro.
I think The Witch is a cinematic horror movie masterpiece, and I don't think I'm overrating it. I think could it be overrated? Anything that you put in the top 10. Somebody's going to say it's overrated.
But there was no hype on this.
I mean, there was a little bit at the time. Yeah,
okay,
there was a little bit.
If we compare to Nope, to The Witch, the hype on Nope was crazy. Because from Nope, they're saying this director is the next Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah.
This is the masterpiece of all masterpieces. And you're like, okay, Witch was like, oh, it's a great movie, cinematography, all the A24 stuff they always say.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit hype though, because I remember. I would say equally,
Oh, okay.
yeah, because with I remember around the time in 2010, it was hyped. It was hyped a little like, oh, you got to see this movie. It's the most terrifying film, and it's one of those movies when I see that I get kind of weary about that, but after I got out of the theater, I was like, damn, that lived up to the hype for me at least. With Nope, it was getting a lot of positive press. Like everybody was saying how scary, and it was not scary. Come on, it was scary.
The gordy scenes were always.
The gordy scenes are scary. That's it.
Those were the best. I remember especially when it first opened up, I was like, damn, this is about to be a great ass fucking movie. And as the movie goes on, I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and
I'm like, cool.
But the VVITCH to me, masterpiece, and we don't get a lot of movies that often like this with the right temperament, the right casting, the right amount of horror elements, and the isolation, everything about it. To me, it's a perfect movie.
Yeah,
it's a perfect movie. For me, it's a diamond T.
Woo!
Yeah.
If you guys don't know our rating system, now we changed it a little bit.
We changed it up.
You know,
we got some feedback.
The top is the diamond, of course.
Diamond is the top. Then we go to platinum, gold underneath that, silver, and shitty, the brown tea. So that's our rating system. And I think this is a perfect movie in terms of what it was trying to accomplish. It was trying to disorientate you and put you in a world where it was so unfamiliar, but familiar at the same time, terrifying, and filled with dread.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I also give it a diamond because when you see a witch movie, what are you expecting?
A person on a broom
typical
trying
witch
to bang
stuff,
me.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know too many witch movies that touch on the Puritan times, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do, but they often make it like comical, right? Oh, wah, ha, 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 that kind of stuff, right? This was a legit good movie. It's a good witch movie, even though it's, the way it was done, not necessarily like true to a witch movie, let's say.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just perfect. I think it's just the way it fucks with you, with your head and everything like that. It's great. I love movies that leave you wanting more, or you just want to know.
Yeah.
And then that makes you want to watch other people talk about it, or that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I would read like reviews of other people and see what other people have to say about it.
I would see what the cast says too.
Yeah,
how they prepare
I
for
would
the
want to
movie.
dig a little deeper to see where the director's mind was.
Even wear a shirt says witch, Get the witch tattoo.
Get a witch tattoo on my belly button. No, or like I like to hear what the director did, how much research. You could tell this director with Robert Edgers. You could tell he did a lot of research on this. He did a lot of research on the time period, and he put a lot of thought in every single shot. This movie is not just a run-of-the-mill type of just horror movie. This is somebody taking horror extraordinarily seriously and unflinching look at something that was very important to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not overrated, Murray.
Yeah. Hey, you. Yeah,
no,
we're talking to you.
But
hey, listen.
Listen, you can think it's overrated. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I just want to give you my thoughts on why I think it is.
Yeah.
Underrated.
We didn't get offended by your comment or anything like that.
Please comment more.
We got inspired. We like this because we're like, oh, hey, we got to talk about this.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking about talking about it at all, but now your comment did inspire us. So please comment more on our videos.
And I do see what he said about the whole religion thing, too.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I can see that, and I agree, but I just don't think that movie was pushing that agenda.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But
I
can
my
see
opinion, but
I can see why somebody would think that, like, if you don't, because they were like, if you think about his point, the commenter, they were kicked out of the compound for their alternative religious views. And if they would have stuck with the traditional religious views, and didn't have any discrepancies, then their souls would be saved and they wouldn't have all died.
Yep.
Right? Maybe, and so it could have been like, stick to the Bible strictly and you'll be okay. Don't deviate, baby, or you're going to get killed by Black Phillip. Remember? But those are our thoughts on The Witch. We wanted to just give a quick video. It's not quick at all, but we wanted to give a little quick video.
It's supposed to be quick, but
we went in do a little bit on this, but we wanted to give just a video of our thoughts on The Witch and why we think it's a complete masterpiece.
And please keep commenting because we love that and we want to see ideas that you guys have. And we're not going to try to argue against you. We just want to hear your side and you hear our side.
That's how, when two smart people disagree, that's when we can create new dialogues and we can create brand new ideas. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell notification for horror movie reviews, news, analysis, and everything that has to do with horror. This is Terror Talk with a 3 instead of an E, and we're out.
Bam.
Not even